Have you ever thought about whether living alone as you grow older might actually be a better choice? When we think of old age, many of us imagine needing a companion to share life's joys and challenges. But what if, in your later years, living alone could bring you a freedom and happiness greater than you ever imagined? It may sound surprising, but today, I want to share a different perspective on the single life in your senior years. Could living alone truly offer more benefits than being in a relationship? Many people believe that a fulfilling and happy life, especially in old age, depends on having a life partner. But today, I want you to consider the possibility of complete independence, the freedom to follow your own interests and live life on your own terms. Let's explore the surprising benefits of being single as you age, from total independence to the ability to pursue hobbies without any worries. Benefit number 1: complete freedom and independence. As we age, we begin to realize the degree of freedom that many of us take for granted. There's no need to compromise on when to get up for breakfast or how to spend the day. Everything is completely in your control, and there's something truly liberating about that. No one to please, no one to adjust to, and no one to modify your plans. You become the designer of your own life, and the feeling of freedom that comes with it is incredible. Let me share with you a story about Margaret, an 80-year-old woman who found peace in solitude after the death of her husband several years ago. At first, Margaret wasn't sure how she would cope living alone, but over time, she rediscovered the beauty of independence. She created a daily routine that worked perfectly for her. She wakes up at 6:30 a.m., enjoys a peaceful cup of coffee while reading, and then takes a slow stroll in her garden. In the evenings, she enjoys her favorite TV shows without worrying about the noise or interruptions from anyone else. Margaret's life has transformed into a gentle flow of events, all tailored to her own preferences. This freedom is not just about the little things. It influences how she views every aspect of her life. When you're no longer negotiating every choice with another person, your mind becomes free to focus on what truly matters to you. No more bending your schedule to accommodate someone else's calendar, and no more putting up with things that don't bring you joy. This applies to everything, including travel, hobbies, and simply spending time with people who uplift you. The power of freedom. Being completely free to make your own decisions is one of the greatest joys of single life in your later years. What makes this freedom so meaningful is the deep sense of peace it brings. You no longer have to negotiate compromises or deal with conflicts. Instead, you can enjoy a quiet and steady lifestyle, choosing when to sleep, when to eat, and how to spend your evenings, whether it's with a good book or a lively chat with friends. So, what do you think about living independently in old age? Perhaps within this simplicity and freedom, you'll find happiness and peace you never expected. It's a fresh way of approaching aging, one that values personal space and autonomy over the traditional notion of needing someone by your side. The control of your time, a priceless gift. When you're in control of your time, you're no longer under the pressure of having to meet the expectations of others. This independence not only brings freedom, but it also has a profound positive effect on your mental and emotional well-being. Ultimately, the joy of being able to live life as you define it is truly priceless. While some might view living alone as lonely or isolating, many seniors like Margaret find that solitude brings a sense of deep satisfaction. They cherish the peace that comes from knowing their days are their own, shaped entirely on their own terms, without the need to make constant compromises or adapt to someone else's schedule. In a world that often demands constant adjustments, being able to do what truly makes sense for you is a source of empowerment. Second insight: financial freedom and autonomy. One of the most significant advantages of living alone in your later years is the control you have over your finances. When you're on your own, there's no need to consult a partner or compromise on spending. Every financial decision is yours to make. This autonomy can be incredibly empowering. You don't need to share paychecks or navigate disagreements over how to spend money. It all depends on your personal needs and priorities. Take Alice, for instance, a 72-year-old woman who had been married to her husband John for over 40 years. John was the main breadwinner, and although Alice worked part-time, they often disagreed about how to manage their finances. After John's unexpected passing, Alice found herself in charge of her own financial matters for the first time. At first, it felt overwhelming, but as time passed, she began to appreciate the newfound freedom. She was able to prioritize her savings, cut unnecessary expenses, and even treat herself to a vacation without worrying about John's approval. Alice realized that managing her finances alone gave her a sense of pride and independence. She no longer had to answer to anyone else regarding her spending or saving habits. Financial freedom in old age also means you can align your spending with what truly matters to you, whether that's investing in your health, supporting causes close to your heart, or simply saving for the future. This flexibility allows you to create a financial plan that suits your goals without being influenced by external pressures. Managing your own money offers not only security, but also peace of mind. As many older individuals face anxiety about whether their savings will last, being in control of your finances lets you take a more strategic approach. You can automate bill payments, monitor your monthly budget, and make adjustments as needed, all on your own terms. This sense of control over your financial future can alleviate many common concerns that come with aging. Third insight: emotional freedom. Perhaps one of the greatest benefits of living alone in old age is the emotional freedom it offers. There's no emotional baggage to carry, no unresolved conflicts to negotiate, and no one else to dictate your feelings. You no longer have to constantly consider the mood or needs of a partner. Instead, you have the space to focus on your own emotional well-being. Ruth's story is a powerful example. At 78, Ruth had spent much of her life in an emotionally taxing marriage. Her husband, Robert, was distant and often critical, leaving Ruth feeling undervalued and unappreciated. After Robert passed away, Ruth initially felt lost, as she had been so accustomed to navigating the ups and downs of their relationship. The transition was jarring, but as time went on, Ruth experienced an unexpected change. She began to feel lighter, more relaxed, and free from the constant emotional strain. Without the weight of her previous relationship, Ruth rediscovered the joy of life. She had the opportunity to focus on her own emotional growth, free from the distractions or pressures of a partner. Single life gave her the space to heal from past experiences, process her emotions, and gain a deeper understanding of her own needs. Ruth also realized that she had spent years neglecting her own passions and desires in the pursuit of maintaining her marriage. Now she could focus on what truly made her happy, without worrying about the impact on someone else. By avoiding the emotional stress of a relationship, she found peace and stability, something that's often hard to achieve when constantly managing emotional dynamics in a partnership. Relationships, particularly in later years, can be emotionally demanding. The older we get, the more we may yearn for a calm, drama-free existence. Emotional peace doesn't require constant confrontation or compromise. It's about taking control of your emotional needs and embracing the freedom to live your life without the weight of someone else's expectations. Living alone in your senior years can provide you with not just physical space, but emotional, financial, and mental freedom. It's about embracing the opportunity to live life on your own terms, without compromise, and discovering the deep satisfaction that comes with it. For many older individuals like Margaret, Alice, and Ruth, living alone isn't just about solitude. It's about empowerment, control, and peace. It's a fresh, fulfilling way of experiencing life in your later years. The power of emotional freedom, a new beginning. Living alone, free from the emotional roller coaster of managing a relationship, means no more navigating misunderstandings, conflicts, or the emotional toll of dealing with a partner's issues. Instead, you can enjoy a life free from unnecessary mental strain, which in turn supports your overall mental wellness. This freedom is the cornerstone of a contented, joyful life in older age. The absence of relationship tension allows you to focus entirely on your emotional needs, fostering a deeper sense of self-love and satisfaction. For Ruth, a woman who had lived much of her life in an emotionally taxing relationship, being single wasn't just a lifestyle change, it was an emotional awakening. By releasing herself from a toxic relationship, Ruth found the clarity and peace she had longed for. She opened a new chapter in her life, one filled with emotional recovery and personal growth. When you free yourself from the complexities of a relationship, you create space for emotional healing and self-reflection. This new sense of emotional independence becomes a foundation for joy, well-being, and personal fulfillment. Ruth's experience is a powerful reminder that at any age, it's never too late to reclaim your emotional health and happiness. Fourth insight: improved wellness and health. As we age, we often find ourselves with more time to focus on our health and well-being. Living alone can grant you the freedom to prioritize your physical and emotional health without the distractions or pressures of managing a relationship. Whether it's committing to daily exercise, planning healthy meals, or taking time for personal care, the ability to define your wellness goals without compromise can significantly impact your overall quality of life. Consider Tom, a 70-year-old man who had been living alone since the passing of his wife. Throughout his marriage, Tom had always put his wife's health and needs first, often neglecting his own well-being. But after her death, Tom made a conscious decision to take control of his health. He started walking regularly, focused on eating well, and even began practicing yoga to support both his physical and mental clarity. Tom's story illustrates the transformative power of living alone and dedicating time to yourself. By prioritizing his health without the distractions of a partner's needs, he felt more alive and mentally sharp than ever. The freedom to design your own wellness routine, tailored to your needs, is one of the greatest benefits of single life in older years. This ability to design a health plan that works for you, whether it's incorporating a morning workout into your routine, ensuring you get the right nutrition, or carving out time for rest, can have a profound impact on your well-being. Living alone means you don't have to negotiate or compromise your habits. Everything, from your fitness routine to your downtime, is yours to control, allowing you to focus on what's most important for your physical and mental health. Conclusion: the gift of independence. In the later years of life, living alone isn't just about solitude. It's about empowerment, freedom, and peace. Whether it's the autonomy to manage your time, the financial independence to make decisions based on your values, the emotional liberation from the complexities of relationships, or the ability to prioritize your health, single living offers countless advantages. Many people, like Margaret, Alice, Ruth, and Tom, have discovered that living alone in old age is not something to be feared. Instead, it's an opportunity to embrace the freedom to live life on your own terms, fostering personal growth, emotional well-being, and a healthy, fulfilling existence. For those looking to enjoy their later years to the fullest, perhaps it's time to see solitude not as isolation, but as a gateway to living a life of autonomy, peace, and true happiness. Insight 6. The joy of peace and silence. One of the most underrated benefits of living alone in older age is the peace and quiet that accompanies solitude. Away from the noise of constant conversations and potential conflicts with a partner, your home becomes a sanctuary, a space where you can fully unwind, rejuvenate, and experience inner calm. Living alone frees you from the need to negotiate complex social dynamics, leading to a more serene and balanced environment. Alice's story offers a poignant example of this transformation. After years of marriage, Alice found herself living alone following the passing of her husband. At first, the emptiness of the house felt overwhelming. The absence of another person's presence was stark. However, as time went on, Alice started to embrace the silence. She introduced softness into her home by playing music, lighting candles, and revisiting old literature and paintings that had been long ignored. This newfound silence allowed her to sleep better, think more clearly, and cultivate a sense of tranquility she hadn't experienced in years. Her previously chaotic life was replaced by a peaceful existence, one that allowed her to fully appreciate the beauty of her surroundings. Alice learned to flourish in her peaceful environment, recognizing that living alone in old age can offer a quiet strength, a refuge from the noise of the world. For many people, the silence and solitude that comes with living alone can lead to a deeper connection with oneself and a greater sense of well-being. When there is no constant external influence, you have the freedom to embrace the quiet, process your thoughts, and simply enjoy the stillness that life demands. Conclusion: embracing the golden years. As we grow older, the benefits of living alone become increasingly clear. From emotional and financial independence to better health, personal growth, and peace of mind, the single life in later years provides an opportunity to live life on your own terms. The freedom to prioritize your well-being, explore personal interests, and cultivate meaningful relationships without the distractions of a partner offers unparalleled fulfillment. For people like Geraldine, Tom, Ruth, and Alice, aging alone is not about loneliness. It's about living with purpose, joy, and autonomy. It's about reclaiming your time, investing in your health, exploring your passions, and finding peace in the silence. These years can be some of the most rewarding of your life, and with the right mindset, you can thrive, living a life that is not just about surviving, but truly flourishing. The power of stillness and personal growth in later life. Every moment of stillness in old age can be incredibly rewarding, as it allows one to experience the serenity and clarity that living alone brings. The absence of continuous noise, responsibilities, and emotional demands creates a rare harmony that cannot be replicated in a busy household. This peaceful solitude offers you the freedom to sit quietly with a cup of tea, reflect on the sunset, or simply focus on your thoughts, activities that foster a deep sense of contentment. In this space of tranquility, there is no pressure to be constantly engaged in communication or to accommodate the emotions of another person. Instead, you can savor your surroundings, nurture your well-being, and enjoy your time in ways that are uniquely yours. This stillness, however, is more than just about quiet surroundings. Studies have shown that a peaceful home environment can significantly reduce anxiety, improve concentration, and enhance overall well-being, especially for those who have spent years dealing with relationship tension. For many, the serenity of living alone provides the mental reset they need to recover and rediscover clarity. For Alice, for example, the absence of distractions allowed her to focus on her thoughts, heal from past experiences, and embrace a new chapter in life. The peace she found at home gave her the mental freedom to understand her emotions and move forward, ultimately leading to a more balanced, harmonious life. The gift of deepening relationships and meaningful connections. One of the most liberating aspects of being single in old age is the opportunity to build and nurture relationships that are based solely on shared interests and mutual respect, without the expectations and complexities of romance. The freedom to interact with others on your own terms allows you to form connections that are genuine and fulfilling. Robert, for example, has developed close friendships over the years with people who share his passion for gardening. Though others may ask about his romantic life, Robert has found great joy in cultivating these friendships, savoring casual dinners and reminiscing about old memories. The absence of romantic pressure allows him to focus on what truly matters, the connection itself. For many senior citizens, the ability to deepen existing friendships without the distractions of romantic commitment is a source of great satisfaction. They can invest time in people who bring positivity into their lives without feeling the need to prove themselves or meet anyone's expectations. Whether it's joining a book club, attending regular social gatherings, or simply enjoying a cup of coffee with a friend, these friendships are rooted in authenticity rather than obligation. The freedom to cultivate these kinds of relationships brings immense peace. There are no worries about emotional burdens, misunderstandings, or the sacrifices often required in romantic partnerships. Instead, you can focus on the joy of companionship and the benefits of deep, enriching connections that nourish both the heart and the soul. For Robert, this approach to relationships has freed him from the pressures of finding a romantic partner. He's discovered that true happiness lies in the friendships that bring meaning and joy to his life. Conclusion: thriving in your golden years. As we've seen, living alone in old age can offer surprising benefits that lead to a life filled with freedom, balance, and fulfillment. From the autonomy to manage your finances and pursue personal goals to the peace that comes with a quiet, harmonious home, being single in later years allows you to embrace life on your own terms. The chance to deepen relationships and invest in activities that bring you joy further enriches your golden years. So, if you're navigating the journey of aging alone, remember that this phase of life holds incredible potential. It's not about loneliness, it's about finding peace, exploring personal growth, and creating a life that is uniquely yours. By embracing the stillness, nurturing meaningful relationships, and focusing on your well-being, you can thrive in your later years and experience a life that's not just about living, but truly flourishing. Thank you for taking the time to read and reflect on these insights. If you agree with these concepts, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. If you see things differently, I'd love to hear your perspective. Until next time, take care and cherish the peace of your own company.